This episode is sponsored by OB Golf Co. It's golf outside the stakes. They create everything from t-shirts to polos to hats, even bags if you're into those. And for the ladies, they have all sorts of tights and shirts and stuff like that. They even just introduced flip-flops, so they have something for everybody. Feel free to use code SAFEPIRATE20 at checkout for 20% off your purchase. Okay, so we're here with Shane from OB Golf Co.
What's going on, Shane?
Going. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thanks for being on. You're your first guest.
First guest.
Yeah, sweet.
We're excited to have you. So OB Golf Co. Do you want to just give us a little background on how it started?
Yeah, so OB Golf Co. started between my partner Shay and I. Shay and I met in 2009 in Sacramento. We were always in the golf industry. We've always just kind of bounced around. At the time we met, we were doing an after-school golf program for kids golf. It was called Total Golf Adventures. We would just go to elementary schools after school, and there'd be a group of kids, and we would just kind of give them like an hour and a half lesson. It was really fun. It was a really cool concept. I actually would kind of want to start something similar in my own here in the future, but just haven't had the time to do it.
Sure.
The company, Shay and I started, we just started the Instagram page in October of last year. And then so in December, January is when we were like started to get a little momentum as far as like a following on the page. And then we were just like kind of just kept the ball rolling, you know. We're just like, let's see where it goes. And we really had no intention with it when we first started. My last name's O'Brien, so that kind of where the golf name comes from, the OB.
Gotcha. I was going to ask that too. That was kind of my next.
Obviously the OB stake. So it just kind of went. OB's always been like a nickname name in my family, as far as like my dad, my grandpa, my uncles, everybody calls them OB. So for me to start something along that line was kind of cool for me to get something rolling with that for the family aspect of it. Shay's always been a really good friend of mine. I consider him one of my best friends. I'm going to be his best man in his wedding coming up.
Oh, that's awesome. When's that coming?
That's coming up in August. So yeah, we're getting ready for that.
That's going to be a good time. You guys going to have a nice little golf bachelor party or what?
I mean, he can't spoil all the secrets.
That's true. No, I was just saying, I'm actually looking up my flight right now. I just need to know what date you're going to Pebble Beach.
Hey, anytime you guys want to come out, man, that membership's good all year long. So anytime you guys want to come out, we can get a nice discount out there. I think I want to say Spanish is only like 170 or 175, 200, something like that. Normally it's like 300. Spyglass, I want to say, is normally like 375, and we get it for like 240 or something like that.
So is it true that as far as like Pebble Beach, for example, like it's like basically $500 for a tee time unless you're like,
it's $5+ now, I think. Yeah.
Cool.
And that's, you know, that's not even including if you get a caddy and, you know, a $20 Tito soda, you know.
Right. It's worth it though, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. 100%. I mean, when Jack says if he could play one course one last time, you know, and he chooses Pebble, it's kind of saying something. So I've actually never played Pebble Beach, but I've played Spanish, I've played Spyglass, I've played every other course out there. I have a gift card though to go play, but I've been kind of don't tell no one, saving it for Shay's wedding. But
we've got to make sure that he doesn't listen to this podcast then.
Yeah, he already knows. It's cool.
Maybe it's kind of a little treat for him, a little surprise, right?
Yeah.
A little gift. Well, that's fantastic. So not to kind of bounce around a little bit, but so did you kind of grow up playing golf most of your life?
Yeah. So I picked up the game when I was about 10, 12 years old. Right around 10 years old, and then took it seriously Probably like my sophomore year of high school. I dropped, baseball, dropped basketball, dropped all the other sports I was playing, and then just kind of took full focus on golf. And then out of high school, instead of going the college route, I went and passed my PAT through the PGA, and then got certified to become an assistant golf pro. And then did that for a few years. Yeah, it was fun. The only crappy part about it was you just don't really get to play that much golf. You're in the office, you're in the pro shop all the time, giving lessons,
That's kind of one of like when somebody says, oh, like you're like a PGA pro or something like that, most people think like you're constantly out on the golf course.
Yeah, you're always playing.
Really, you're the one inside for the most part, right?
Yeah.
Playing as much as you. So have you tried any like qualifiers, or did you do anything like that for like the US Open, or did you try to get any like major tournaments?
I've never played in a US Open qualifier, no. But I have played in a couple of Monday qualifiers, pre-qualifiers, and then just small local events, NCJ tournaments and whatnot.
Okay. It's kind of a grind though, right? I mean, for a lot of those guys, that's like.
Oh, golf is a grind, just period, man. I mean, our main logo, golf's hard. I mean, it just speaks the truth. I mean, golf is not easy for sure. And for all the aspiring mini tour players and tour players out there, I mean, God bless them, because to have golf as your career and your income as your paycheck, I mean, that's a grind. That's tough. So,
well, it's like Bubba this weekend too, right? He was tied for.
Yeah, speaking about mental health, I mean, that's awesome.
Well, yeah, that too. Yeah, he was tied for 5th, and then like the next day he was tied for 40th. Golf's one of those games where it'll just humble you real quick and it'll smack you in the mouth.
Yeah.
Even if you're a pro, and I'm sure as an amateur it's even worse. Which, I mean,
yeah, and that's got to be super brutal to swallow. Going from, you're thinking you're going to make the cut, when you need that money, and then you say you 3-putt or you miss a short par putt and you miss the cut. It's just like, what are you going to do? It's like you needed that money, and, it's like you didn't get it, and you got bills to pay, you got a wife at home, you got kids, it's like, who knows? You got a caddy to pay, you got, who knows? You got sponsor, certain, things you got to live up to. It's like, it's a grind. It's tough. I don't wish that on nobody. I mean, all the guys out there doing it, I hope that, they have a good backing and a good support, because doing it on your own, it's tough. It's definitely tough.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine. Well, you see a lot of people too that look at like this, the leaderboard, or like what? So John Rahm won, and he won, was it 2.2 million?
Something like
you
that.
see like the top guys, and everyone's like, oh, I'm going to get into golf because that's that's a lot of money, but
right.
That's such a small percentage, and a lot of that. And there's so many good golfers out there that aren't collecting a paycheck that could literally score really well on any given
Look
course.
at all the guys on the Korn Ferry Tour. I mean, those guys shoot, low 60s damn near every round, and it's like, then you bring them up to the PGA Tour, and it's like, you don't hear about them. It's like you put that extra little bit of pressure, put them up next to the, next elite guys, and it's just like, it really shows you that fine line of a good player and a tour player,
Sure. No, I completely agree. Speaking of Korn Ferry Tour, we had the podcast last episode. What do you think about that
fight?
That fight? Did you hear about that?
That little boxing round. I mean, shoot, yeah. Golf's getting crazy, man. I mean, we got the Bryson, we got the Brooks, and now we have the Korn Ferry little MMA event popping off mid round. I mean, I think it's good for golf. Golf needs any attention it can get. The pandemic, in a sense, was a blessing for golf, because golf just blew up, it seemed like, really overnight during the pandemic, which, like I said, it was a blessing. Golf needed it. Golf's always needed some type of boost or push to get the following that it has going right now. So I think it's really good, and I hope that the game continues to grow and continues to go in the way that it's going.
For sure. I agree with that.
Right. Yeah. There was a dude up here speak about Crest. I don't know if you heard about this, but he was arrested for stealing golf carts.
No, I didn't hear about that.
I think he stole 8 electric golf carts that you ride in, and he's gone from North Dakota and all the way through here, and they finally caught him. He stole 8 of them.
Did he just go to the golf course and at night or something?
I don't know. I didn't read the whole thing, but he would steal them. So I'd imagine he would just drive them onto a trailer and drive away.
Yeah, that's
good press, right?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like the most Midwestern thing to do too.
For sure. I was gonna say with the whole like Bryson and Brooks, do you think like maybe I'm totally out of my mind and jumping here, but like it like with like the Paul brothers, right? I'm sure you obviously that's everywhere. Like the Logan Paul, Jake Paul, everyone's wanting to fight everyone. Like, do you think like somehow like that's kind of like not necessarily like entice the Brooks and Bryson? I don't think it necessarily did that, but it's like all of a sudden now like everyone wants to see like a duel off between Bryson and Brooks, and it's like everywhere you go, it's someone's fighting somebody nowadays. You know what I mean?
It's like a new meme
just to get that bag, you know?
I mean, kind of just going back to what I was just saying about like just getting the push and hype behind golf. Like golf, I hope in a sense like the PGA kind of started it themselves, you know, like just because like I said, golf needs every fire it needs, you know, like it just needs all the eyes on us we can get, whether it's good or bad. I mean, even like when Tiger has his mishaps, you know, like it's still good for the game. Like everyone's talking about golf. For the Brooks and Bryson thing, I think it's great. Like I would love to see them fight in a match. Can you imagine how many people would buy that pay-per-view match?
Absolutely.
I mean, it'd be the most talked about event. I mean, besides, you know, Mayweather, Conor McGregor, you know, it's like.
I'd pay for that for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I'd pay for that. 100%.
So, okay, not to put you on the spot, but who are you taking?
Oh, Brooks, for sure.
Brooks, yeah. I think in a fight, for sure. I think Brooks is.
I think in a fight, Brooks takes him down, but.
I like both of them, though. They both have totally two separate personality. And
yeah. I could see, like, have you ever seen the movie, like the Sherlock Holmes movie with Robert Downey Jr.?
Yeah.
He, like, there's that fight scene where he, like, thinks of all of those guys' punches, and then he like goes, he's gonna do this, this, and this, and then he counters all of them and knocks a guy out.
So Bryson probably do that.
That's Bryson.
Mad scientist.
Yeah,
he already got him calculated.
He's got his physics degree.
That's a good point.
No, I like Bryson. I definitely give him props. He grew up around my neck of woods, Modesto, Fresno, Turlock area.
Sure.
So I definitely give him some love. I know he would be okay because he's from the 209 area, so he's got to hold his own somewhere.
so he'll be fine. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he got that Nate Diaz in him somewhere.
Oh, I love Nate Diaz.
Nate Diaz is awesome, man. I love that guy.
So are you a big UFC fighter? Then I take it, or not fighter, but fan?
I'm really not, honestly. No? Like I enjoy, you know, the fights and stuff, but I'm just not a big follower. Like I couldn't tell you who the, you know, big top fighters are or anything like that.
There's so many of them too that keep popping up. It's hard to kind of keep unless you're totally invested. But we, as you can see, we kind of have the ADD kick in. We kind of bounce all over the place. So I apologize.
I'm right there with you, man. It's all good.
So OB Golf, what's your kind of, you guys have kind of said blown up. You guys have got over 3,000 followers now, right?
Yeah, we just cracked over 3,200. We're almost at 3,300. Yeah, I mean, it's just slowly grinding. Like I said, we had no intentions for it to be what it is right now. It's just we wanted to start a golf brand, just something a little abnormal in a sense, but also just an everyday brand for, you know, us, you know, weekend golfers, you know, that just can get out there, have fun, and obviously knock a couple OB, you know, and just enjoy the round, crack a couple beers, have a couple smokes, whatever. Sure. You know, just enjoy the round, listen to some music, and that's just kind of what we wanted it to be. And just like as far as like growing the brand, and just we're just kind of letting it just go as is, you know, just take one step at a time and just go from there.
Do you get that feeling that like with like social media, obviously it's, and like the golf presence, like it's kind of almost like a tight knit community, like in the golf, like Instagram, for example, like everyone's kind of all over the place, but at the same time, like there's so many awesome influencers and people that are,
and everyone's so easy to talk to.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like you could just message anybody, no matter the following, or if you just have a question, it's, you know, yes, no, it's like, you know, at the end of the day, we all play a really dumb game where we chase a ball around and we're just
trying to support each other, right? That's kind of help everyone. Yeah. You're trying to grow the game. And it's, that's kind of what I love about the Instagram.
We've had a lot of support. I mean, it's been crazy, and it's awesome to, you know, see. It's like, even when I talk to you guys, it's, I can't even like put words to it sometimes, just to see how much support we get, and just random orders that we get from we just got an order from the UK the other day. We got orders from Canada. It's like,
That's awesome. It's like
it's really mind blowing to me to see that we have international orders and just, that we're growing the way that we're growing, and just, it's cool. Like I want to continue obviously to see the brand grow and just honestly, I want to get the Fix Your Ball Mark shirt out to everyone, because everybody, it seemed like nobody knows how to fix a ball mark.
Seriously. Yeah. I was just golfing on Saturday, and it's actually a pretty nice course. So we were talking about the 3M Open. The course that's near it is their qualifying tournament for a lot of the qualifying guys. So it's in good shape, but same thing, man. You go there and you hit a ball on the green and you have about 7 ball divots. It's like, just replace yours. And that's what I try to encourage. Like I said, with the whole grow the game, it's like little things like that go a long way, and for everyone, not just the next person that's behind you, but for the course. And
yeah, it's been cool to see all the support that we've had, and just like you said, reaching out to just random accounts, and just if you had a question about this or that, everyone's been super helpful, or allowing me to reach out to other people or just other platforms and just continue to grow the brand. It's been really cool.
I know for us, it's been like the Swing Easy golfer. I didn't even ask, maybe we did, I don't know, but he was like, hey, if you have any questions on like how to set up the video part of the podcast or whatever, and I'm always available and stuff like that. And I was like, man, I've never talked to you, but this is super nice.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, like if we ever get to that point, for sure. This is kind of like our little, like, I don't want to say like baby, but it's just for fun. We both love golf. We both love beating people. We both love growing the game. Obviously, we haven't known each other as long as you two. It feels like it.
Yeah, we've known each other for quite a while.
It feels like it.
So yeah, and like with that, like Safe Park Golf, like that's kind of my little side deal, but it's kind of like you said, kind of my baby. I mean, it's so cool to reach out to all these other people from, like I said, UK, Canada, all over the world, that everyone is so awesome about being super helpful and wanting to help you succeed. And Dom's kind of the brains behind the podcast. And that was kind of like my thought, like, hey, I have this account, but let's start a podcast. Everyone like listens to podcasts. I listen to them all the time, whether it's sports or whatever it might be. And so
Shay's big on podcasts. Shay listens to podcasts all the time. I'm not a big podcast guy. I'm more of like a motivational type listener, just like my little 10-minute things, here and there. But
like an affirmation
podcast, I love the whole concept behind it, and that's like why I reached out to you guys and was like, hey, I want to be on, I want to get a podcast, do this and that with you guys. Just because like I know how important it is and how many people listen to podcasts nowadays, and just how big it's growing, and I understand all that part of it. So I think it's definitely cool for sure.
We have listeners in South Africa.
Yeah, we got.
I know we've talked. So it's like you're shipping worldwide. People have heard me talk about tacos in South Africa.
Yeah, we'll just go on our food rambles at the end.
Hey, I got the taco truck in California, so when you,
oh, do you?
Oh, I got the spot, man.
That's so.
And if you like sushi too, Mikuni's in Sacramento is the best sushi you will ever eat. So
really? No, you got to cook my fish. I'm sorry. No, you got to cook it.
I'm more of a taco guy myself, but.
Okay, we'll start with tacos then.
For sure. I wanted to kind of circle back on what you had said earlier. You did some stuff with helping like the youth for like an hour and a half, or is that something that you was it like a foundation or something you worked for, and then now you were saying you want to maybe start something in that same sense? Is that kind of what you're?
Yeah.
So that aspect of like.
So I had actually. How I got into it, I did an internship for the company out in Boston. They had a program out there going, and they were trying to get me to, because I just, I had all my certification through the PGA and all that stuff at that time. They were trying to get me to start up and run their program out there. East Coast wasn't for me, so I moved back home, and then found the same program in Sacramento. So I moved up to Sacramento, which is about an hour and a half from my hometown. And then started working up there for that program in Sacramento, and that's where I met Shay. So yeah, I don't even know if the program's still going on, honestly. But Shay and I have always been big on junior golf and supporting junior golf. So I would definitely like to start something like that in the future, or start some type of charity or nonprofit to support junior golfers.
I think that's fantastic because, I mean, for me, I didn't start really golfing until probably my senior year of high school, and I was still pretty terrible. But at that time,
and I was put in lessons at a young age, but it wasn't something that I like kept up with. I had like a really small driver head converter there now, and like my 3-wood is actually wood.
oh yeah,
And I still have it.
old school clubs.
Yeah, so it's like they were just like taking my grandpa's garage, and my irons are too short for me. And as I started to play more and more, I was like, oh, like it's coming back to me. And then when I got like the new irons and stuff that fits me, it really took off. Yeah, so I mean, I kind of picked it up. Like, senior year, me and my buddies would go out. We all discovered that we all just like golf, and that I'm like not the worst one, which is nice, but I'm not the best one either, which is nice. I just have the most influence in the golf world, which is kind of the coolest part. Yeah. But yeah,
that's kind of the beauty of golf too. That's why I love it so much. It's such a mental game. Like if you have a decent swing, or you can hit the ball and you can shoot, my best personal round ever is 76, but I've also shot like 106. You know what I mean? That's the beauty of the game, because it's like,
absolutely,
like I got to figure it out. It's drive the ball, hit it in the fairway, and then put on the green 2-putt. It's easy. But then the next day, and it's like totally forgot how to swing a club, and that's why I love it. It kind of keeps driving me and motivating me. Not that I'm trying to play for anything serious, but
you were so dialed that round.
Yeah,
it was scary. Well, I didn't like it.
No, and Saturday I played. I've only played a handful of times this year, and I shot an 80. And the front nine, I was 1 over through 8, and I triple bogeyed the easiest par 3 on the course. And it's like stuff like that, And I played fairly well. I can't really complain. At 80, I was super impressed. I can't be, upset about that. But it's that motivation, that
the repetition.
Repetition. So I love the whole junior, get the club in the hand young, and for me it was, I played a little bit when I was really young, but I was so terrible that it was like I didn't have enough practice, or didn't have anyone really that was kind of pushing me to just try it. And so like with that, I think it's such an awesome opportunity to, get the younger generation get a club in their hands.
Well, and you're doing a good job with like the shirts too, because like the shirts are super, like they're fun, right? Like they're like, you guys don't take it too seriously, which I think is a fun part, but it's not like the cheesy kind of funny. Yeah, I was like Top Golf to me, like the one you're wearing is kind of like, like I get a hint of poison from it.
Top Golf. Oh, yeah, Top Golf.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. So like I have just the plain OB steak. I wore the one that was embroidered yesterday.
Yeah, those are sick. I like that. I like the
embroidered
logo
one
too. The logo's
cool.
legit.
Yeah. So I think, that aspect of it, if you get people the shirt, and then it's like, oh man, like it's a fun shirt. It's casual, but it still says, hey, I play golf. Stuff like that goes a long way with people. It kind of gets rid of the, oh man, you have to
get the stigma out of like
like a wealthy, or you have to wear polos everywhere, or
and that was like kind of our like push, like, or the way we wanted to go with it. Like I grew up just like simple, man. Like I would wear black shorts and a white tee, like just simplistic, And then as far as like the golf world, like I always liked polo, and they just that one small little horse,
Yep.
Whether it was just a plain shirt or it was striped or whatever, it was just that little tiny logo, and I always liked that about polo, and just, obviously it's a well recognizable brand, but it's just something, like you said, I wanted to appeal to the public, and I wanted something that was just simple, easygoing, fun, and something that just you could wear on and off the course, just.
Sometimes you play your best too when you're playing in something like that, That's what I found.
Yeah.
It's like you just, you know what I mean? You just said I shot pretty low rounds just wearing a t-shirt and like said basketball shorts.
Well, I mean, that's what we're doing after this.
Yeah,
right?
we're going to play the par 3.
Play par 3 course, and I got my t-shirt and shorts on.
That's right.
I mean, that's what I grew up on. Honestly, it was a par 3 course, so it's cool to see the game start from there and then go to the next level courses, and then so on. Because there's so many different style courses, from munis to your championship courses, country clubs, everything.
Are you putting any apparel or anything like that in any courses, or is it, or like pro shops, or are you pretty much just kind of like all social media online type of deal?
Right now, we're mostly all online, but we are in talks with a few places, a few pro shops right now. We are in Pine Street Country Club. They grabbed a couple shirts from us. But I am, in talk with a few people. Just it's been a slow, like I said, we didn't really think the brand was going to do what it's been doing the last few months. So and Shay's super busy right now with his real estate, and I day trade. So we're both, got our hands full as far as, our other day lives. But we're doing the best we can to.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. So for the most part, this is kind of like a side gig in a way for the most part.
Yeah, it's been definitely a side gig for right now, but we're definitely see the potential that it could, go and be something bigger. I really just want to go knock on Golf Galaxy or some big, department store and just,
show up with a box.
Yeah, and just show them, like all of our T-shirts, really, because if I can just land one of those deals, then I think the ball would really start rolling. So,
well, I said just let us know if we can help anyway. That's, like I said, that's kind of part of what Safeguard Golf is, we try to grow the game, and we love helping people out. And that was kind of my whole my whole philosophy about it was, I love the game of golf, but at the same time, there's so many companies that have some really awesome products, but have maybe 100 followers or 50 followers. And it's like, why not help, let's show other people that, it's not just these big golf brand names that are the only ones out there that have something cool.
I think Other Golf Co. is a good example of that. They started online and now they're in like Dick's Sporting Goods and Golf Galaxy with the towels and golf balls, and they're everywhere. They've blown up.
Yep. Yeah. That's another thing. So it's like, if we can try to help you out, that's a huge satisfying feeling for us, and for me especially, is that some of these companies, like not to keep plugging everyone, but like Leaderboard Customs, I don't know if you follow them on Instagram, but
I actually just started following them like last week, I think.
Yeah, that guy's super talented, and I've gotten several messages from him in the past saying, hey, thanks so much. You've literally basically saying he could quit his full-time job if he had another clone of himself, because he's got so many orders for shoes and all that. And that kind of started where I kind of helped promote his product. So it's not that he's got the product out there, and it's quality, and I'm just helping him get his name out there. And that's
right. It's showcasing the talent.
Right. So if there's anything we can always do to help, I really like your idea with the youth and all that. So hopefully you can get that taken,
Yeah, and really with like the whole youth aspect, I mean, as we all know, golf's like a language. It's a religion to us golfers. Like once you get hooked, like it's like you're hooked for life, dang near. Like it's a bad addiction. It's not. I don't want to say a bad addiction, but for
an expensive, I guess, depending on how you look at it.
Expensive addiction. Sure, yeah. But at the same time, like I'm super blessed that I was introduced to the game and at an early age, and just all the connections that it's, given me, the friends I've met, the opportunities. I mean, it's endless really. And just as far as like teaching you, integrity, respect, honesty, like there's more to just playing the game of golf. Like it teaches you a lot of good things for life, helps you be a better person. I mean,
I wrote a whole paper on what golf teaches you in a round. If you look at it like, every hole is a different battle, right? You're going to win some, you're going to lose some, but it's all about how you start. And, we say it all the time, it's about how you start and how you finish. Everything else in between doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
If you start off with a par, you're going to have a great round. If you end with a birdie, it's an even better round. It doesn't matter what happened, 2 through 17, 1 and 18 are the big holes,
It's kind of that short-term memory. If you have a blow hole or a bad hole, start fresh. That's why there's a front nine and a back nine.
Absolutely. And like I said, golf's hard. So keep that head up, man, because it's not going to get easier.
You should probably keep your head down already.
Yeah, I got to keep your head down. So you did get a chance to play the Torrey or the Tiger Woods Part 3, or was that?
Yeah. So Shay and I went and played the Hay course.
Yeah, tell us about that. I mean, it looks really. So that's on the Pebble Beach, like on their land, right, or in the resort.
Yeah, it's right. It's literally so Pebble has a driving range, but it's like not connected to Pebble. It's like separate.
Okay.
It's literally like a driving range for like Spyglass, Spanish, Poppy. It's like one for all kind of. And that the hay course is literally right next to that driving range, and they did a phenomenal job. Like I was super impressed with.
So it's a par 3, right? Not an executive.
Yeah, it's all par threes. The longest hole is like 110 yards. I want to say the shortest hole is like 45 yards.
My kind of hole.
Really?
I can share.
Yeah.
It'd be good.
How'd you do?
So I shot 3 over.
That's not bad at all. Especially for the first time playing it. Were the greens probably pretty quick and is in
the greens were super firm. Everything was pristine condition. We were like, I think we played there the second day it opened. So the tee boxes, everything was pure as can be. So
Derek won't stop talking about it. He's so
I need to get out of it. I need to get there.
Which I liked the most about it was the putting course. They had it was like 110 yards long.
Really?
But it was an 18-hole putting course, and that thing was badass.
That is sick. So it's like if you pay for the par 3, you get that included, or you can just go up there and play.
Yeah. I think it's open to the public, honestly. I think anyone could just go play the par 3 course.
Well, so you played.
I mean the putting course. Sorry.
Okay. So you played on the second day. Was it like for example, we're gonna go play the par 3 over here in Minneapolis where we play? It's just basically first come, first serve.
It's gonna be a zoo.
Is it similar to that? Is it like super packed, or will it be super packed? I guess.
So I'm not exactly sure how like the tee times go. Mine and Shay's round were free because my Duke's membership included included some rounds to the hay, which was kind of cool. So I'm not sure if that gave me any like quote, extra status on tee time or advantage when I called to book my tee time, because I called like a month ahead before they opened. But when we got there, and I want to say like on the second or third hole, we just saw a huge line at the first tee. So I don't know if they have like walk-up times that are just like open to the public, first come, first serve, or if that was just how they do it, walk up only. I'm not sure.
Which is kind of like a traditional style for, I guess, a par 3 normally, right? I mean,
yeah.
At least around here.
I know we got a tee time, so I'm sure they do take tee times, but at the same time, I'm sure they leave some open for just walk up public. I know. I think kids under 12 are free or something like that, so that's kind of cool too.
So, do you know what it would have cost if you would have paid for it? Like, if
I think the rounds there are like $65.
Okay. Which is,
for Pebble, it's not that bad. I mean, obviously for a par 3 course, it's high. Like and the holes, the longest hole you play is 110 yards. So it's not like you're getting your money's worth on that end, but you are playing a Pebble Beach par 3 course. Yeah. So, I'm just happy it's under 100, let's be honest.
Right. Exactly. So what'd you have? Like, you bring like 3 clubs then, your putter and then like a wedge and pretty much.
Yeah. So I actually have a cart bag. Shay has a carry bag. So we just threw a couple wedges in his bag and both took our putters and rolled.
So if it's
we played the hay in the morning, and then we played Pacific Grove in the afternoon that same day, which Pacific Grove's our favorite course pretty much. It's they call it the poor man's Pebble out here.
Oh really? But it's super nice, I'd imagine, right?
Yeah, the whole back nine's on the ocean, so for the price you can't beat it. I think it's like $75 on the weekend with cart.
That's actually really,
and the whole back nine's on the ocean. Like you're right on the ocean, so it's pretty pure.
How far is that from where you're at right
now? From my hometown, it's about 2.5 hours.
Okay. So
from Sacramento, yeah, it's probably about 3 hours from Sac.
Do you guys get out and play golf quite a bit together? I know you guys have obviously 2 different types of industry, careers, but do you guys quite a bit?
When Shay and I lived, we actually were roommates for quite a long time. When we lived together, we played all the time. But now that he's got a family, he's got kids and dog and all that stuff. So whenever I either get out, usually I get out towards him because it's a little cooler and nicer out there than him coming to Sac. So, but we usually play once or twice, every few months.
Okay. So since not on, you're on. Are you the better golfer then? You are the PGA Pro, so
Shay's got game.
She's got game.
Shay's got game for sure. Yeah, we're honestly, it's back and forth. Like he'll beat me, I'll beat him.
Okay, so it's pretty even, competitive.
Yeah, we're pretty close for sure.
I don't think I've ever beat you.
I think I got him by 1 at the hay though.
Did you?
Yeah.
So do you have any aces?
I actually have 2 hole-in-ones and an albatross.
You have an albatross too?
Yeah, I have 1 albatross and 2 hole-in-ones.
That was probably
2 hole-in-ones were both 5 irons and both Titleist 4 Pro V1s.
Really? I'm gonna order a couple of those right now too.
So now Titleist 4 Pro V1 is like my favorite ball.
That's awesome. Same course?
No. My first one was in a NCJ qualifier, NCJ match play qualifier at Riverbend Golf.
Okay. So did you you didn't have to buy everyone around then, did you? Even on a qualifier?
I was like 18, 19.
Oh, you're 18 or 19. Okay. So
19. Yeah.
okay. So you were safe.
But I think I'm pretty sure my dad bought a few people some drinks. So
I would too if that was me. If that was my kid.
Honestly, that was the cool part. Obviously the hole-in-one was cool, but my dad never really ever came to any of my tournaments or got to come to anything. So that was like one of the first tournaments he ever came to, and I got a hole-in-one. So that was kind of cool.
It's awesome. Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Okay. Yep. Can hear you just fine. So Albatross, where was that at?
Albatross was at Stevenson Ranch Golf Course, which was probably one of the best golf courses I've ever played. And it was one of my home courses growing up on. And it's not even there anymore. They actually shut the golf course down because of the drought that we had in California.
Oh.
That's like the nice thing here is like nothing ever like really, it snows, but like we don't go through the droughts or granted we can't play for 6 months.
Yeah,
I've lost 2 of my home golf courses that I grew up on playing to the drought. So two of them.
I never really thought. You don't really think of that here. Yeah. Mainly if something happens, it's like the property ends up selling for
two badass courses too. I mean, you could probably still look up Stevenson Ranch. It literally was in the middle of nowhere. It was 4.5 star Golf Digest. It was a bad ass golf course. And then Diablo Grande, Jack Nicklaus design, another bad to the bone golf course. That was my home high school course for high school.
Wow. So yeah, I said land development is really the reason that courses close over here. They're going to put like townhomes or some sort of.
And really, it wasn't necessarily the drought. It was more so just politics out here. Gotcha. Just our California politics.
So what's your all-time favorite course you've played? I mean, obviously sounds like you played some
good ones.
Spyglass and
probably my favorite course besides Pacific Grove, because that's just like has a special place in my heart. Probably Spanish Bay.
I've heard that Spyglass in Spanish Bay almost will give her the money, run for their money on Pebble Beach. I've heard some people prefer them. Yeah, is it Spanish? Is that the one?
Spanish Bay has the most ocean holes out of all of them. I think it has 11 ocean holes.
Yeah, okay, that's probably the one I'm thinking of because I've heard some.
It's the cheapest one out of all of them, which doesn't make sense, but
yeah, that's strange.
And it's pure. Spyglass is pure too. The back nine's a little more inland, but Spyglass is pure.
I got my older brother. He's he's not a huge golf. I mean, he likes to golf, but he's not as obsessed with it as I am. But we went out and played TPC Scottsdale stadium course last year, and I absolutely loved it. But like, if you're not really an avid golfer, you know, you don't realize that it looks totally different compared to the Waste Management Open. Like, you didn't even recognize it.
I saw it the other day without the the stadium around it, and I didn't even recognize the hole. I was like, what the heck?
That's exactly it. So I was like, my whole goal is like 16 is I don't care what I shoot. I want to par to birdie. That's all I want to do. Right. And you get up there, and obviously they have the big statue and all that. It's got all the, so you can take pictures and whatnot. But yeah, other than that, you really wouldn't recognize it, which I did.
I got to play Wolf Creek and Mesquite this last Thanksgiving, and that was pure. That place was bad.
That looks sick. That's basically just in the middle of a desert, right? I've heard they've actually did they helicopter some of the land, some of the turf and all?
It was crazy. Like it literally seemed like they just cut holes out of these canyons and rocks, and just threw a golf course in the middle of it. It was, and everything was so green and so pure, and like you said, you're in the desert and everything around you is just clay and dry and, just death hot, and you got this pure green oasis golf course, and it's just like, whoa.
Yeah. How does that work? How do you get it? Yeah. Yeah. We got this end of August, I'm heading out to Phoenix to play. Well, we're staying at a resort, but we're going to try to play. The plan is to play 4 or 5 courses, but I'm not really sure where. I'm taking my younger brother and my older brother and then another buddy. We're going to go out there and play. So we'll see what happens, but we'll have to, me and Don will have to get out and head up your direction and go play some.
I would love for you guys to come out, man. Yeah. We got golf courses. I mean, good golf courses all around us. We got Tahoe, which is an hour and a half from my house in Sacramento. You got Edgewood up there. You got the courses in San Francisco, TPC Harding. That's an hour and a half from my house. And then you got all the.
Have you played there?
Yeah.
Have you? That looks super nice.
Yeah, it's super nice. It's actually not even. I want to say it was 150, 200. I mean, it's obviously pricey, but for local residents, it's only $60, $70 if you're a resident in SF.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never been to California, so yeah, I'm down. I don't know what to expect, but I mean, tacos.
I would love to show you guys around. That would be cool.
Yeah, I've been there a few times, but I've I don't want to say I had the chance, but I went out. We stayed out in San Diego several years back. Took my cousin out there, and he's not a huge golfer, so I wasn't about to drag him in the line in the early morning to go play Torrey Pines, because that was my plan. But I wasn't about to do that. We were on a vacation, so I was like, whatever. But that was the closest I got to Torrey Pines. Was
Fact's got some good country clubs too. There's Northridge Country Club, which I'm actually playing in the member guest tournament this week. It's a 3-day tournament.
Okay.
It's one of the biggest tournaments in SAC actually. And then there's Del Paso Country Club, which is pretty legit. And then that one had the Senior Open there.
Okay.
At Del Paso.
Sure.
And then
definitely have to get some on the books though.
Yeah.
Either later this year, even sometime next year. Just try to get some. That would be sweet.
Whenever.
Yeah, I love that. Do you want to kind of just maybe talk about the U.S. Open a little bit?
Yeah. So I mean, I picked Fleetwood, and I did not pick well. And then
you picked Fleetwood?
Yeah, I picked Fleetwood. I'm just like, maybe no. And then I was like, maybe Bubba. And then Bubba had his little run, and then he crashed and burned. And I was
he was on fire for a while. He was 4 under, 3 under for the one day, and then all of a sudden, I think
he just blew up.
Yeah, but
I've been heavy on Casey lately. I just feel like he's gonna
so close to. Yeah, he was up there for the longest time too.
Yeah, he was up there too, and then kind of fell apart on Sunday.
My pick was Xander. Same thing. He's been so close.
I like Xander, man. I just don't think he can close. After what I watched him do at the Masters, I just don't think he has it in him to close. I just don't.
Speaking of that, what do you think about Tony I mean, same kind of thing. He can bomb the ball.
Man,
Good attitude.
Tony's tough, man. I love Tony. So it's really sad to see that guy just the way he goes with this game, because it's like
The talent's
he can-
there, right?
oh, the talent is way over. Like he's too talented. Like
Right.
he's almost too good for his own good. Like he just gets in his own way in a sense, like he's too mental. Like he's just too heady. Like he just overthinks stuff. And I feel like if he would just, I'm the same way too though. So like I can't talk about this guy because I'm super heady when it comes to my golf game. But you just just get out of the way, and just play golf and just go out there and do it. And the guys would shoot 65 every round, but
Yeah.
I'm almost exactly the opposite. Like you'll hit a club and then I'll go, oh, I'm hitting this. And you go, why? It's like, I don't know. I
hit
have
the
a
ball,
feeling.
bud.
That's what I grabbed, and that's what I'm going to hit.
It's what I grabbed. I'm going to hit it. It's happened on multiple occasions. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of bounce back. Louis, I think his short game, just like his swing. I mean, the guy's got one of the best swings on tour, in my opinion. And
Louis would be one of those swings that I'd teach my kid to. It's just like it's so just pure. It's so simple. Just
and it's
hits that little.
not even like so. Like obviously the swing too, but like you said, like just the personality. He just seems like a stand-up guy. He kind of posted
his
something.
Character, just his demeanor, like how he carries himself. Like gets second place every single time in a major and is always smiling. It's just like
because he hasn't won a major, right? He got close.
He won one.
Did he win the Masters?
The British Open in 2010.
So he took second in the Masters then, right? Is that the one where
he's taking second in every major?
Yeah. Yeah.
And including the British Open. The one he won.
It's like the worst Grand Slam. It's like you're so close.
Yeah, right. The second place Grand Slam. There you go. Second place Grand Slam.
There you go.
And then John.
What's your thoughts on Rory?
I honestly, I think he's got the nicest swing in golf, in my opinion. I like his swing.
I'm a big Rory fan. Yeah, I definitely like Rory.
I was pulling for him, to be honest, and he actually looked like he had a very good shot on Sunday up until the 10th hole or something like that. He was 4 under total.
I think he might get it done at the British.
I hope so.
I've always liked how candid he was, because there was an interview saying that he's in his own head because he's trying to bomb the ball like Bryson.
Yeah, I saw that too.
And now that he's
I saw that.
Yeah. And now that he's not, he's playing way better. It's almost like old Rory and way more fun to watch, more competitive.
He's another person that just gets in his own way.
He beats himself totally, 100%. I think there's so many.
Order some dominoes and he'd be good.
Right, exactly. Yeah. I saw that. Yeah. That's him right there. He's got pretty much everything. All the tools. He's got one of the nicest swings in the game of golf. My favorite swing, right, currently. And
yeah, I agree.
He beats
for sure. Him and Jordan. Not so much Jordan's swing, but his game. I really admire Jordan's game.
Yeah, they all seem really. I don't know these guys personally, but you only see a small sample size. But I just think they seem to be all pretty stand-up guys. You don't really hear too many bad things about those guys. Yeah,
the golf's in pretty good hands right now.
Yeah,
I mean JT, Rory, John Rahm, Jordan, even Ricky, like he's had his little mishaps the last year and a half or so. But
yeah, that's my guy.
I'm a big Ricky fan. I think even through all of his hiccups, even like his. I don't know if you saw, he was trying to qualify for the U.S. Open. And he missed the cut by 1, and he's out, doing autographs for the kids, after. It's just like you got to give props to people like that. And actually, just saw today that he's
having a baby.
He's gonna be having a kid. So.
Girl dad.
Yeah, that's
hopefully that'll give him a little boost or a little motivation or something to take his mind off of whatever's been distracting him in his golf game. So. I actually like him this week at the Travelers. I think he might get it done this week.
Oh, was it 2 years ago? He was arguably one of the best putters on tour. And he could putt lights out.
He can putt, yeah. And that's what's been really, I think, that's left him has been his putting. So if he can find that again, it's not that he's a bad ball striker.
No, I mean, he's probably my height. He's not very tall, 5'8", 5'9", but the guy can hit a ball.
Ripes it. Yeah.
So he doesn't have any issue there, but I think his putting, if he can get that back on track, I can think he can win multiple times. I hope he does get a major, because I know that was kind of his biggest thing, is everyone was bashing him that he's not good enough to win a major. And
He would be a big sleeper at the British.
We'll have to kind of talk about our DraftKings picks based off of your winning. So we'll have to.
Yeah, I mean, I said, I only golf. I only bet really golf or DraftKings. So my favorites to do is top 20 bets. I think there's good money to be made in those. So take a couple favorites, like your heavy, like John Rahm was only minus 175 this week to be top 20. I think that was a little disgraceful.
Yeah. I kind of mentioned something. I was like on our first or second episode, but I was out in Vegas. So I live down here in Minneapolis, and my wife and my in-laws, we flew out to. It was cold as crap when the Super Bowl was here in Minneapolis.
Oh, that was brutal.
It was so cold.
Yeah.
And so we ended up flying out to Vegas for like a weekend trip, and I put a bet on. I kind of just was looking up and down the odds, and for some reason I think, Patrick Reed was at 50 to 1. And I was like, I know everyone bashes Patrick Reed, and I'm not the biggest Patrick Reed fan, to be honest, but I have to respect it because I did I bet I put 10 on him and 10 on someone else and cashed out $500. But I was struggling because that was when Ricky was right there with Patrick Reed. And I was like, $500 to win, or because I really wanted Ricky to win that.
Right.
So I can't be too pissed off and mad at Patrick Reed because he did win me. I mean, granted, I put the bet, but he.
I've actually hit a couple of outright winners this year, which is nice. So hopefully I'll hit a couple more. I had John Rahm this weekend. That was nice. So.
Well, good for you. That's awesome. Yeah, we're gonna have to talk. That's my only real bet I've placed on golf in Vegas. Other than that, I just do the DraftKings, and I'm not very.
And I use DraftKings a lot for my homework. Like, you know how you can click on a player and then go to their game log and it'll show you all their previous rounds?
Sure.
I will literally go through like every single player and check their game log and see who's had decent rounds or who played well last tournament, or who's been playing somewhat decent the last few tournaments, or who's played 5 tournaments in a row, like who's tired, Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff that go into, who's been traveling, like.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes in. Yeah, there's a lot that goes in. You're like, oh, I didn't even realize.
I didn't think of the traveling part. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, I'm the one who doesn't gamble.
Well, like I said, with the DraftKings, like I'll use it to compare how they rate their top guys as far as like money that you got to spend, and then I'll go look at the top guys as far as the betting sheet and see who's 20 to 1 and who's 25 to 1, and then go see where DraftKings has them. Are they 10-5, or they 9-5, or they 8,500? Like,
I like it. It's a good idea. Kind of just do some extra homework. I'll have to use that next time.
No, you won't.
Kind of how I go about mine.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of. Okay, so we always kind of like.
Are we doing the food?
Yeah, in our podcast, every time, I know you kind of talked a little bit about tacos and sushi, but we always end the podcast talking about some sort of food that we've had or something new. What's your go-to meal on when you're starving? You're like, I want this and I'll feel 100% better. What's your go-to meal?
Or your last meal?
If you had one last meal to eat, what would it be?
That's funny because we literally just talked about this last night at Sunday night dinner. We always go to my lady's dad's house and have Sunday night dinner, and that was one of the questions. What would be your last meal? And it's funny because I would want like everything. Like I would want like
a buffet of everything you like?
Yeah, like I would really want like a buffet. Like I'd want Chinese food, I'd want Mexican food, I'd want sushi, I'd want pizza, I'd want like a hamburger, I'd want a steak,
Okay, so you're like a little bit of everything. So are you a picky eater?
No.
See, that's my downside.
Like, I mean, little things here and there, like I'm more of a texture on food guy. Like
that's me too, I think. Texture and some of the sauces though. I'm not a big like sauce guy. I've like ranch.
But for the most part, like you put something in front of me, like I'll eat it or try it,
Sure.
But I feel like if I had like you said, like my go-to meal, if I wanted to, probably taco truck. Like I grew up on taco truck and just a good authentic Mexican burrito or just home, Mexican food, tacos, just.
So my wife, she's Hispanic, and so she's definitely opened my food palate up to like the 10th degree. And I love Mexican food. And my all
I
time
like spicy food. I just can't handle it.
what's that? Oh, the Mexican food.
I like spicy food. I just can't handle it.
See, I love, and that was one thing. It's like the spicier the better for me. I don't know why, but my go-to is my mother-in-law's mole. I don't know if you've had mole before, but it all depends on who makes it. But hers is amazing. But I like the food truck, the taco food truck. That's
my uncle owns a Irish pub in Sacramento called Pitch and Fiddle.
Okay.
And they make a linguine, chicken linguine pasta that is probably second. Like that would be my second go-to meal literally I'll eat that linguine 3-4 times a week sometimes. It's that good.
So if we're going out there, we're definitely going to have some of that.
Yeah, for sure. I'd love to take you guys there.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan.
What's that?
I said, look it up. Pitch and Fiddle. It's a badass little
right now. So it's
sports Irish pub.
Did you say it's your uncle or your cousin?
Yeah, it's my uncle's.
Pitch and Fiddle?
Pitch and Fiddle, yeah.
I'm a big sucker for like a good Reuben. It's like there's Irish.
They have a good. Honestly, everything on that menu is good, and I'm not just saying that because it's my uncle's place. Like everything, you can look us up on Google Maps. We got 4.5 stars, over 500 reviews.
2017 Best of Sacramento.
Yeah, it's the best spot. It's cool. Yeah.
Okay, sweet. We're gonna pick our meals for when we get out there. Be ready to go. Yeah, is it kind of like
you should try that No Chance burger?
The No Chance burger? Okay.
$50 burger.
So
is it like a
it's like
no chance that no chance you're gonna finish.
Yeah, like no chance you're finishing it by yourself.
So I'd definitely probably get the tacos. Otherwise, I am a big sucker for wings. And it looks like this is the best wings. So I'm a sucker for wings for sure.
Our wings are pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, we do our business meetings, quote unquote, at a little hole in the wall here and get wings all the time.
Yeah.
Nice.
Which are sometimes those are the best places, right?
Yeah.
Those little hole in the wall places that have like the best.
Literally, that's what our place was. It's like it's right in the corner. We're like tucked right next behind Big Lots, like little small hole in the wall place, like probably 1,800 square feet, but it crushes. The place is busy all the time.
That's awesome. So yeah, we'll definitely, I said we'll try to like plan a trip, maybe like a weekend or like a couple of days. We'll come out there and play some golf, get some food, some drinks.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Love that. Because we've been doing that promo code with you guys.
Safe Part 20.
Safe Part 20. That's still good to go, right? Because we're gonna put that in the podcast.
Absolutely.
We'll put the link in the bio on our page and on his page. And
yeah, I learned how to use hyperlinks.
There you go.
That was my big thing. I learned how to use hyperlinks, and all people can just click on words and
so don't scroll through the podcast.
We should do some type of giveaway coming up.
Yeah, we'd love that.
I'm down. Yeah.
Yeah, I probably got some stuff that we can do, and then we can.
And then the majors, I think we're gonna continue to do that easy office pool for our major giveaways.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you guys entered that. Yeah, you guys.
Yeah, I did.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's do that. We'll plug the link. We love the gear. We appreciate it. Like I said, I got that. You got some shirts. And we got some.
I need to send you another shirt. I don't know why I didn't ask. I just assumed I saw that Dom ordered an XL.
No, that's all good.
I was like, he's got to be an XL too.
I mean, he's close.
Close. I've been trying to hit the gym, get working out, trying to figure out.
I told him that maybe if you like dirty bulk or something, shred it, you'll be an extra large.
No, we appreciate it, and thanks for being on, and thanks for being our first interviewee.
Interviewee. Yeah, because we're the interviewers.
Yeah, I think interviewee. So I appreciate it, man, and keep up the good work. And said we love the product, love the brand. So
I appreciate you guys having me on, and I appreciate the support. It's been super awesome, super cool. So look forward to maybe doing another one with you guys. And
maybe we can do one where we get both of you on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we need to get Shay on here too.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
That sounds good. All right, man. Well, you have a good night. Appreciate it, and we'll be putting this out
Wednesday. Yeah.
This week. So we'll plug it. Obviously, if you want to plug it, of course.
Sounds good. Appreciate it, guys.
Take care, buddy.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, have a good one.
Later. Bye.
All right, bye.